In this video segment, Chair of Agronomy Bill Tracy clarifies plant development issues in the organic seed spacing trials.
Thank you, Aaron, and I'd also like to say I'm the Chair of the Department of Agronomy. I'd like to welcome you all. Thanks, Alex. Welcome you all here, and it's a beautiful day. We are bewildered by the height here, and there must have been something about just keeping them in the greenhouse that extra amount of time where they, what I would say is they initiated the tassels early in development, and that's all the height they put on. The same exact seed lot and the same planting date at Vermont Valley was about 2 feet taller. So something about keeping them in the greenhouse for an extra 2 weeks caused this.
So they were both started in greenhouses, but
They were started, it was the same seed lot, it was planted on the same day, the same everything. Ideally we would have planted this plot on the same day, but it just didn't happen. And then, as you know, spring was rainy, we didn't get out here for how many days?
Almost 5.
Yeah, 5 days.
Well, only 5 days. So, but it's still very interesting that we have this big difference. And in terms of plant development, it's really an interesting question. Now, Aaron also told me you had some questions about the plot over there, and that's not at all unusual. The taller hybrids over there, the commercial hybrids like Temptation, that's about the right size for Temptation. What else do we have over there? Luscious and Brocade, they all look about the right size. What we're calling Frank's corn and Hooker Sweet Indian, they are very, very early corns, and that, again, for those, they are the right size. There's nothing unusual about them. This plot is unusually short, and from a developmental point of view, not so much from an organic farming point of view, but from a developmental point of view, it's really interesting, but we don't really know what caused this very short height here. Anybody have any questions about sweet corn in general, or plots that you've seen here? Okay.
has there been any comparisons with doing the transplantation, which seems to me being labor intense, and these greenhouse tractors, you know, that you move the complete greenhouse?
Oh, not that I know of. The folks in your community are so entrepreneurial and experimental that I'm sure somebody's done it, but I don't know that. I would say that while the seeding in the greenhouse and then moving them through their various phases in the greenhouse is labor intensive, and that's actually why the folks at Vermont Valley were interested in whether they could reduce cost and labor by planting 2 seedlings per cell. The planting wasn't labor intensive. I mean, it was very fast and very efficient.
Yeah, it's the greenhouse that he's really worried about, not the planting.
Yeah, Adrian, it was the greenhouse phase that was the costly phase, and the planting phase was incredibly efficient. Adrian actually has a video of it. I don't know that she has it with her, but I've seen the video, and it was just about, it seemed like it was just about as fast as planting seed.
Was planted in potting soil, or what media did you?
What media do they use?
Oh, they use a Vermont Valley, Vermont Compost. Vermont Compost Company. They use a starter mix.
A starter mix.
Yep.
And that's the part that they wanted to reduce, the amount of space. The idea with the 2 seeds per flat, or 2 seeds per cell, is to reduce the amount of space that they are using in the greenhouse, because it's my understanding that they transplant almost everything out of the greenhouse. So they can be doing other things with that greenhouse space if they can actually, if we find that 2 seeds per cell can produce the same amount of corn as 1 seed, or the same quality of corn as 1 seed per cell, then they can actually conceivably use that greenhouse space for something else.
So you spaced it different out here if there were 2 plants per cell?
We have combinations of spacings, high density, meaning lots of plants per acre, low density, both for the single plant per cell and the 2 plants per cell. What are we shooting for here?
What was the question?
How many plants per acre? We would normally, with our sweet corn, commercial sweet corn, we'd be talking about 24,000 plants per acre.
Yeah. His typical spacing for the single cells is about between 10 and 12 inches. That's his standard. So
on a 30-inch row.
yeah, so we're sort of playing around with that